Yes, so today now is day 9. Today is supposed to be day 9 since I'm in isolation at home, right? And basically, I haven't received no sign of day 2 test, no sign of day 8 test. But obviously, because I posted the result yesterday, I'm still giving it until tomorrow when I'm supposed to come out of isolation. So what I did today now, thank God I post something on Facebook and somebody who have more knowledge of the situation than me asked me to phone 119. So I phoned 119 after selecting the relevant options, obviously. And when I did finally get through, because you have to be persistent, you have to be persistent if you really want to get this thing sorted. You can't just not get through and give up and said, sure, I can't be bothered. You have to push it through because it's in your best interest. So the girl asked me to call them and I did. And when I got through to one of the staff, they said to me that sorry, we can't help you because you paid your money to a private provider who have nothing to do with the NHS. So I insisted and I said to the lady, look, I need to get back to work. I cannot sit in isolation all this time. I need to get back to work. And I was very persevering. Yes, perseverance is a good word. If you don't persevere against the odds and you give up, you don't get things done. So now this morning, me dear, me wake up this morning and see I've been making some notes here. Where is it? Yes. So imagine now, 1 year ago, right? The government announced that if we want to completely stop the COVID infection, the only way to do so is to stay at home, right? So everybody was under lockdown, feel like you're in prison, and the government enforced lockdown in order to contain the virus. So throughout the entire pandemic, no one was allowed to leave their homes unless there was an emergency. It was a nightmare, especially for me. You understand? This morning now, me wake up, me hear breaking news that the government is proposing to lift the majority of the remaining restriction, which is arguing that it's time, on July 19, he's saying it's time to to ease the restriction, to stop the test and trace. After me just pay £160 in order to come to travel back to the UK from Jamaica, And then today now when I got through to 119, it was free. Free. I didn't pay a dime. So now I'm expecting to collect the package tomorrow because I haven't heard from the so-called provider who I paid the money to. So I'm still waiting. Day 9 today. So the government is proposing to lift the restriction in 2 weeks' time on the 19th of July. He announced that the final state of the lifting restriction is due to take place 19th of July. Can you believe that? Anyway, him say, what him really say, it will be clarified and confirmed on the 12th of July. So much remain to be seen. So you see the message coming from the government is changing fast. Boris now expect that we have to, the UK government, so we have to learn to live with the virus. I just lost my mother, Them diagnosed her with COVID. She never have it when she go to the hospital, but she end up have COVID and then all of a sudden she disappeared. She slipped away. She's dead. Because them say she contract COVID. So now the government is saying, don't stay at home no more. Don't wear no mask. You understand me? Forget all about social distancing. So all legal restraints now. So it leave me wondering, Why is the government outsourcing its responsibility and expect us now as a people to take on personal responsibility? It seemed to me like they're more concerned to restore the economy. If COVID is so prevalent at large, why is the government taking such a massive step to ease the restriction? Because apparently it's 53% of people die recently. You understand? Even the Labour leader, Keir Starmer, he accused Boris, the UK Prime Minister, he accused him of being reckless by removing restriction. It is no longer mandatory to wear a mask as far as principle goes. We are entering an era of personal individual responsibility, so we have to exercise discretion whether or not we want to wear a mask. So all them nosy people where out the road, when them see you, them say, where your mask? Where's your mask? Are turning up their nose. Let me see how them handle this one. So today the government has distributed more than 3 billion doses of vaccine, And now all of a sudden they are saying that we may not need booster jabs. What a situation. They are saying that they should give it to the countries that need it more than us here in the UK. As we approach the final stage of England roadmap out of this COVID restriction, I'm telling you that many people are really concerned. They are inclined to argue that it was clearly a significant commercial interest in prolonging this test and trace. Remember from last year March, it was from last year March. For there's no evidence of any significant breakthrough in those people who have been vaccinated. And people are becoming more concerned about the changes and wondering why was it so relevant to isolate if antibodies are falling over time even after people receive the vaccine. So you understand where I'm coming from? So right now I'm waiting for day 9 test, right? I'm waiting for day 9. Well, today's day 9, I'm waiting for day 8 test, sorry. And tomorrow I'm supposed to be out of isolation. So tomorrow now, because of the free COVID test and trace test that I'm going to be receiving now, it's going to prolong. So now, after I receive it tomorrow, I'll send off for the test. And then basically, hopefully, I will get a result. It is just ridiculous. The government needs to re-examine its options and decide. I think they're having a laugh at people's expense, to be quite honest. And I just want to return to work to resume normality. Yeah? I'll keep you posted with what's happening with me because I've been through it, so I can talk. Unless you've been through a situation, you can't give the full story about what happened. You understand? And I've been really messed about. I'm out of pocket. Spend how many thousands for plane ticket and COVID tests and all sorts of nonsense just to travel. I wouldn't go through that at all had it not been for Mother Dearest. But I wasn't going to miss my beloved mom's celebration, homegoing celebration for nothing at all. But like I said, they're having a laugh at our expense, and it's just utterly deplorable and just really, it's devastating to people like us who really have to spend so much just to travel back for a simple funeral and come back and pay for tests. Why did they tell me to pay for the test? And yet still, even now, day 9, I still haven't received it. What was the point? All that money spending, now they wouldn't allow me on the flight because they said the passenger locator form wasn't complete. But it's a trick, because the passenger locator form cannot be completed unless you pay the money to get that logo at the end. You understand? So it's just wicked, man. It's an evil act that they're perpetrating on poor people. You know? So thanks for your time. I hope you learn from what I'm saying, and if you're traveling, you can always review my clips and see what I've gone through, and make sure you have everything in place. Download your travel authorization form, get authorization from Jamaica, submit your relevant COVID tests before you go, and make sure it's no more than 3 days old at the airport. And then when you get there, you show them it, and then you'll be able to board the flight. But as in my case, I ordered my COVID test and did not receive the result on time, so I had to pay again at the airport. And that's how I paid so much, because you give these people your money on your bank card, they collect the money, and they still don't give you the results. How wicked is that? And it's the same thing coming back. It's the same thing coming back, because right now I'm about to phone my bank to try and retrieve the money that I paid to these people for the day 2 and day 8 COVID tests, because I still have not received any result despite submitting it. What was the point? It's ridiculous. Thanks for your time anyway, and I hope you learn from my mistakes. Have a blessed day.